What's going on, collectors? In today's video, I'm going to be going over my wrap up of my eBay, my website, csmcollecting.com, my Facebook Marketplace, as well as vending streams of revenue. I'm going to be showing you numbers and be talking about what worked for me, what didn't work for me. So make sure you stay tuned. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's Ken here with csmcollecting.com, where I'm an active duty military member. It's for my 9 to 5, and then I sell sports cards and Pokemon cards on eBay, as well as my website, csmcollecting.com, where I exclusively sell Pokemon cards. Right now, I sell Japanese sealed product, as well as some English product that I have, and graded cards. So if you're interested in graded, sealed, English and Japanese Pokemon products, please make sure you go check out csmcollecting.com. And if you're interested in this monthly roll-up that I'm doing of how I am going about my business, please make sure you hit that like, subscribe down below, and tell me what your plans are for 2025 if you are also starting a business. For those that don't know, I started my eBay adventure seriously selling on eBay back in end of 2024 in November timeframe. I decided to make this one of those things that I take a little bit more seriously. I had a whole bunch of my own personal collection. I started selling my personal collection, and I used my personal collection sales to kind of like steamroll how I moved forward with my business adventures. We're going to call them business adventures because I do treat this like a business. And my goal for April is to have an LLC completed by the end of April. So CSM Collecting will have an LLC, and I'll be an official business. But in this video, we're going to be going over my eBay sales, my website sales, my Facebook Marketplace sales, as well as my first time vending. So let's go ahead and start with eBay. I'm going to pull up my little spreadsheet I have here. It's not nothing fancy, but it's something that helps me document where I'm going and how I'm doing with my stuff here. So you can kind of see for eBay right off the rip, starting at $350 in sales, significantly down in comparison to my January and February months. I don't know if it's because I had a really good I had a lot of hot cards sell in January and February. I know I had a Jalen Hurts sell. I had a Iona's Belly Bolt sell. Belly Bolt. I had an Iona card sell. And then I had a couple other like bigger end items sell in January and February for me to kind of like help kick off some of these sales. And then March came around and just kind of fell off the cliff when it came to my eBay sales. I was actually complaining to a friend earlier today of like, I don't know if eBay messed up their stuff because eBay had an update recently, and since then everything's just been kind of wonky. But now I'm starting to see today alone, I started to see a couple sales pop in at the last minute before I recorded this video. So that's where that is. But when it comes to my eBay sales specifically, majority of my sales are coming from sports cards. So I'm at well over 60% of my sales are coming from Pokemon cards, and then 40% of my sales are coming from sports cards on my eBay store or eBay storefront that I have, which is good for me because I am trying to transition into a predominantly Pokemon business. But having my sports cards sell does help fund the Pokemon side. So I have a large selection of Pokemon or sports cards that I'm trying to move that help fund the Pokemon cards while also buying more sports inventory because I love sports. And my logo moving forward, once I get that finalized, is going to reflect that. So stay tuned for that. And then kind of moving down into my next thing is going to be Facebook Marketplace sales. Everything that I have listed up on my website, csmcollecting.com, I also sell on Facebook Marketplace to try to generate local traffic to my website, to my store, as well as be able to sell my product a little bit quicker to be able to make those turnovers. And you can kind of see here on the slide or on the graphic, March was really good for me when it came to that. I sold $510. Facebook Marketplace cleaned me out of 2 sets completely. I sold all my Night Wanderer booster boxes as well as my Crimson Haze booster boxes because those were good entry points for me for Japanese product. Um, and I was able to sell them all, so that was really good for me. So $510 in Facebook Marketplace sales. My website's really easy. I haven't had any sales. Um, I have some Google ads going through. I'm trying to get my name out there. There's a bunch of people that are trying to open up or already in this Pokemon space. So trying to get make a name for myself is it's a bit of a struggle, but it's one of those things that having that eBay experience and getting to know that, hey, I'm not going to have a sale every day, or getting to understand that, like, hey, there are going to be some days that you're going to have really good time, and then there's going to be other times that it's really bad. With my store just starting up on the 10th of March, I wasn't overly expecting to have a lot of sales on my website. So this wasn't necessarily a huge blow to me because I do have those other sales off of eBay as well as Facebook Marketplace that are kind of picking up some of that slack that my websites currently have going on. So again, if you're watching this video and you're interested in Japanese product or any some select English product, please make sure you go check out csmcollecting.com. It'd be really appreciated. Thank you. And kind of the last one that I really wanted to spend a good portion of my time talking about is I did my first vending show this past weekend. I was in Easy Cards down in Hampton Roads. Did a sale or hosted a sale down in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. It was about a 45-minute to an hour drive for me, so it wasn't anything crazy. But it was a good opportunity to get in to do my first show. The venue was a great venue. It was a good location, and I had a blast. It was a learning experience all the way around. I showed up a little bit later than I wanted to, so I was a little late trying to find my table, which was a little frustrating, especially seeing everybody else set up there. So I showed up about an hour before the doors opened to the public, and it took me a little bit of time to get there, to get it set up. And then once I hauled everything in, got it set up, I was able to get it going. I'm going to try to add a couple pictures of what my setup looked like. I had half my table set up for Pokemon, half my table set up for sports cards because that is what I sell. So some of my lessons learned from that was I might need to go into vending specifically, either Pokemon or sports. I think my table just had too much of everything that people really didn't know what to do at my table. I also learned that selling at shows or vending at shows, there wasn't a huge drive for the Japanese single cards that I have. A lot of people thought they looked cool and they were excited when they saw some of my Mew, or I saw my Mew and some of my Pikachu graded TEDs that I have. But they're like, oh man, I wish that was in the English version. Well, for the collector, I think the Japanese versions work just as well, but apparently that isn't a thing down in the Hampton Roads area where I live. So that was a little frustrating, but I did have some people that end up buying some sealed product off of there, so that was a really nice experience. And I did have a couple people that did, pick and choose a few of my Japanese singles that I had, but in my binder collection that I had, a lot of it was English Pokemon cards that sell more for me than my Japanese. Sorry, I got my notes here in front of me. So for overall sales for vending, I did 23 sales in 3 trades. And then of the 23 sales, 16 were Pokemon and 7 were sports. And then of revenue, $251 of that was Pokemon and the rest was sports. And I had about a $300 day on sales and trades altogether. So it wasn't these, $1,000 sales that I see some other people have, which is awesome. I'm stoked for them. But I also think it was based off the fact that I did have way too much inventory of everything. I had sports cards, Pokemon cards, both English and Japanese, sealed product for Japanese, a couple sealed packs for English. So I think going forward, vending for me specifically, I'm definitely going to focus more on the either all sports or all Pokemon, and move forward from there. But I had such a great time at vending at that last one. I already signed up to vend at my next show here at the end of April. So I'm already looking at how I'm gonna, take some of my lessons learned that I had, some of the things that went well for me, some of the things that didn't go well for me. I'm already looking at trying to buy some collections off of Facebook Marketplace myself now to add singles into my binder, to be able to move that forward when it comes to selling at these shows. I'm going to continue selling my Japanese sealed product, because that is what I'm building my business model off of. It's a lot easier to have Japanese sealed product or English product on my website than it is to try to upload singles to my website every day, as well as eBay, because I do upload cards to eBay every day. But more eBay's, I would honestly say it's more centrally focused on sports cards. So kind of just go down a little bit more. So I had $281 in sales, not just trades, but sales for the vending show. So it actually brought my monthly total for March to $1,141 or $1,141, which is my best month to date when it comes to sales. And that's huge for me. That's a big accomplishment and milestone for me as I move forward with my business. So again, if you are interested in any Japanese product, please make sure you hit up csmcollecting.com. Would be greatly appreciated. I'm going to do a vending POV for the month of April, and have that set up. So that'll be a good time. Go through some sales. Have a good time. And this one's gonna be a little bit smaller venue, but it's also in a bigger city, so maybe they'll have a higher turnout. And I'm hoping my new strategy with going in with more English singles and still selling my Japanese sealed product will work well for me. Because I did get cleaned out of a couple of my sets, I am placing another order, and then picking up new products since I have a good chunk of change to be able to do that with on this upcoming month. So that's it for this video. I just kind of want to give my thoughts where I'm at with my end of month roll up for the month of March. Again, if you made it to the end of the video, please make sure you hit that like, subscribe button, and tell me what you think of how my sales are going. Give me any pointers if you think I can get some more traffic to my website. And until the next video, have a good one.